Good morning. This is Greg with Liberty Figs and Apiary. I am here at the Resource Hive. Going to take a look, see how they're doing. They've been doing pretty great. I think that at this point, both sides are pretty well balanced out. They have not moved any brood into the box above the brood nest. I have a four frame nuke in the bottom, and then a three frame medium above that for each hive, which they've not moved any brood into anyway. The top box, I do have a honey super on here, but they have not, I don't know that they have done much joint venturing into it. I'm thinking about putting a feeder above that, an in-hive feeder, and see if that doesn't draw them up and encourage them to start putting some honey in that top box. We were supposed to get some rain over the last week and a half. We did get some, but not very much. So our drought is still quite a deficit. Looks like there might be a little rain on the way, but every time it seems to be like that, it gets closer to the date and it just seems to either go around us or just dissipate and disappear. But let's go ahead and start with the front of this hive and see how they're doing, and we'll work the back of it. All right. Bees are very busy. Definitely doing a lot of flying around. Move the smoker downwind a little bit there so I don't get choked out. All right, spider. I watched a jumping spider circle in the bird bath, grabbing bees. I was like, I'm all for sharing, but I don't know how I feel about that. I did not, however, stop nature from doing what it does. All right, let's take a look at this honey box, see if anything's going on in there. Come on. All right, they are after the apiary tablet, and it does look like they're getting after some of the honey, or some of the pollen patty. So that's good. That's good. I don't know if I'll put more in. I don't know if there's a need for that. I didn't use that much of it. All right. We'll take a look at a few frames here. We don't need to go through all of them, I don't suppose. They're not touching this outside frame at all. Not too much going on there. This frame is good and heavy. This frame is filled with, maybe I don't need to put sugar water up top. Maybe I can keep feeding from the interior jars, because they're definitely moving honey up here. They're just not working it out very much, the empty frames. And the frames that are not being drawn out do have a little bit of nectar in them though. This frame's pretty heavy. This stuff looks close to capping. It looks dry within the cell. This side looks a little bit more wet. Drawn out, nothing in it. This one not touching. Outside frame one. This one's heavy. This one's got a lot of honey in it. A lot of capped honey. All right. Hard to be upset about that. Just wish they draw out these other frames. Got a rip in my glove. Hopefully I don't get stung there. All right, they're definitely flying now, that's for sure. They are definitely rambunctious. All right. Let's get one of these pieces of plywood to cover up the other side, just in case the queen gets the desire to move into the top box and try scooting over. Say hello in the other hive. All right, this side, the middle frame is fat with honey. Fat with honey. This side, let's see how they're doing this. The middle frame in this one doesn't look like they're doing much to it. This one's got a little bit of weight to it. A little bit of nectar on the outside. This side's pretty filled with nectar. I see a little spot where there's nothing, where there could be eggs, but I don't see any. I don't see any. All right, they are getting it drawn out. Look how beautiful that white wax is. Just beautiful. I wish there were eggs. Lay some eggs. Come on up. It's ready. All right, beautiful white wax. Ready to be laid in. I just don't see any. All right, last frame. Come on, get some eggs moving up. Nice ring of nectar on this frame. I want there to be eggs, but there just doesn't seem to be. Wait a minute. I see a cell with an egg in it. It's really hard to see, but that definitely looks like an egg. I just don't see any more around it. Of course, maybe that's not an egg and that's just my imagination. That looks like eggs. Oh, I see some milk brood up here now. Okay, so finally, they are starting to lay up a little bit. I see a couple capped, or one cap there, and there's some milk brood behind it. Okay, finally they're getting into their top box. All right, bottom box looks pretty filled with bees. Let's see how they look. They've been bursting at the seam on the bottom. And I want to be super careful because the queen ends up on this outside frame a lot in this box, it seems like. I don't see her on the outside. But there's brood in there. There's milk larvae. This comb is already so dark, it's pretty hard to tell. I need to go grab my flashlight because I can't see in these cells. I can't see any eggs. All right, I don't see the queen on this outside frame. All right, this is certainly either spotty or they're hatching out. This side looks pretty well the same, maybe a little better. But this one I can see milky brood in all the frames that I don't see capped. Let me step into the light. All right, I see brood all in there too. Not necessarily eggs, but it's looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. All right, here is a lot of emerged brood. There's the queen. The queen is, see if you can see it, towards the edge, near, getting closer to my thumb here. I don't see eggs. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. All right. All right, she's doing good. This side looks pretty great. This side looks pretty great. And I see eggs on the other side where bees have emerged. All right, don't need to look at this last one, but gonna take a look at it anyway. It's pretty heavy. Honey, pollen, brood. Same thing on this side. All right, this hive's doing pretty great. This hive is doing pretty great. Come on, move out of the way. I gave you a warning. I told you. All right. Trying not to squish any bees. Trying not to. But that's not always so easy. All right. All right, let's take a look at the back side. I'm going to come around. If I need to move the camera a little bit, I will. All right, let's see what we got here. All right, I don't know if you could see that middle frame, but look how fat the honey is on that. Oh man. This frame is pretty good and heavy. Filled with nectar, capped honey. This frame's got the outside, the outside's got a little bit of nectar. No eggs. Oh, take a look at this fat mamma jamma. Look how fat that is. I wish you could feel how heavy it is. Making my fingers tired holding it. All right, let's see what we got here. Hey, she's moved up. We have got eggs and larvae in this frame. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. All right, she's moving up on this side for sure. This is all filled. And there she is. There she is right there. I lost her. Oh, there she is. She's moving down the frame. There she is. She's doing superb. Love this queen. Loving it. Loving this queen. All right. Give him a little smoke. I don't want to hurt anybody. if I can help it. This bottom box is so tight to get 8 frames in there. Actually, I don't know. That might be in your way. All right, nice frame of brood. Some pollen in there. Looks good. Some. Right, that's not. This is honey on this side. All right. Decent brood on there. Everywhere there's no brood, I see larvae. Look at that. Looks great. Looks great. Let's clean that up a little bit. Not gonna hurt. All right, let's see. Looks like a lot have emerged from this. I'm gonna take this in the light and wow, look at that sheet. Oh, look at that. That's a sheet of brood. Let me go look at that other side, see if there are eggs in there. Yep, there are eggs in there. There are eggs in there. Let me one last look at that. Look at that. That is something. I'm not going to take that stuff off at the bottom because there's some brood in it. I'm going to leave that. All right, this frame is pretty heavy. Pretty heavy. All right. Some honey, some pollen, some capped brood, some milk brood. That's on the outside. Here is more cap brood. Looks good. Looks real good. Clean a little bit of this off. And we can put this back together. All right, so we saw the queen in this one. The brood looks terrific. Lots of eggs, lots of milk brood, lots of all stages. All right, nice and easy. Don't want to hurt anybody. No reason to run. There you go. All right, go ahead and get down. Let's get this balanced out a little bit. All right, let's get this to bring over to the bucket. I'll put it over here. All right, let's get the queen excluder put on there. All right, good to go. Good to go. Let's get the honey super on there. All right, this is what I was kind of hoping for, honestly, probably about 2 or 3 weeks ago. So, I mean, I'm glad they're there now, but I would have liked to have seen them there a couple weeks ago. But we're getting closer and closer. Get these homemade doodads on there. Put the hockey puck back on. Put the bit of pollen patty back on there. And until they use that all, I'm not gonna put any more on. No reason. All right, plywood. All right. This hive's good and busy. Good and busy doing their job and doing a good job at it. Okay, so there's the Resource Hive update. It's looking pretty good, front and back. I'm pretty sure she's moved up in the front into the medium above it, and I'm 100% positive she's moved into the medium above the brood chamber in the backside. So I'd like to be able to use this. It is my Resource Hive, so I'd like to be able to use it as my Resource Hive and donate frames to encourage behavior in some of the other hives as well. I'm wondering if these don't get split at some point into permanent hives and taken out of this box, and then next year when I get swarm cells, I'll do the same thing. It's been pretty fun working out of one hive too. And I like how I have the feeders. I can change the feed on these without opening up the hive at all. I don't know if I can get you to see it, but you can see that I can put the feed bottle right there from the outside on both sides, rather than have to open it and feed them from the inside, or put a box around it to keep the sun from shining on it, whatever. It's worked pretty well, and they definitely have been, this hive has definitely been eating a lot. So when I put a jar on, it's gone in a day and a half probably. Okay, that'll do it for this video. I'm gonna move on to the vented hive, and we'll see how they're doing. From there, we'll go to the queenless hive. We'll go to the new nuke that we put in the horizontal box. And then lastly, we'll go to the OG hive and see what we have there. All right. Want to give a big shout out to Ashby Farms for talking with me the other night. It was a great conversation. I doubt you watch my videos, but in case you do, thank you, Ashby. And if you don't know Ashby Miller, definitely check him out. And if you live in North Carolina or near the Burlington area, he's definitely a guy to talk to. And if you need bees, he's definitely a guy that'll help you out. Also want to pay tribute to Patriotic Kenny, who did pass away. I did watch some of the last couple of videos, and they are absolutely heart-wrenching. I did watch his adoptive family, so to speak, they continued the Memorial Day tradition and went and put flags out on all of Kenny's relatives that are buried in the National Cemetery. So that was really pretty awesome. The world lost an amazing one there. World War II vet, Patriotic Kenny. Those boys are disappearing, and disappearing quickly. All right, on to the vented hive. Greg with Liberty Figs and Apiary. Take care. Be cool.